Memorial Day. So, how do we celebrate Memorial Day? Why do we celebrate? Let's dig in and explore this one a little bit. So, as we've talked about prior, one of our peak strategies, one of our political strategies is going to be celebrating holidays and enjoying holidays. So, that first begins with we have to understand the holidays. And we've done a really poor job with this recently. As much as we celebrate a lot of things, we've done a really poor job with understanding, explaining why we celebrate things in our country. So, specifically Memorial Day. Memorial Day began in Waterloo, New York. Well, effectively began Waterloo, New York in May of 1856. And it was a day of remembrance for all those that had fallen and died in the Civil War. It being started in the North, the South kind of felt like this was a Union holiday, and a lot of them felt like maybe it wasn't being made to celebrate their own, at least their local, community members that had died. So as we see this move forward, hang on, I got a note here. John Logan chose May 30th to celebrate and try and take all the national remembrance days and put them into one and have a day of remembrance. But again, as we said, the North and the South still felt like this was kind of like a bifurcated environment, and they didn't really feel like this was a holiday specifically for them. So it wasn't until after World War I that truly everyone decided that they would celebrate this in unison, because both the North and the South had lost brothers and sons in this conflict. So they decided that they would celebrate this together. They would have this national day of memorial to remember all those that had fallen. And from that day forward, it was May 30th and was more or less, celebrated nationwide. It wasn't until 1971 that they decided they would make it an actual federal holiday. And we would expect from a federal holiday, they made sure they would always land on a work day so they can get their, free work day. So, but hey, we'll take it. We get the 3-day weekend every year, and it kind of kicks off the summer season and kicks off a series of barbecue-centric holidays. So, we like it. We dig it. So, this was 1971. We began the first Memorial Day and determined it would be on the fourth Monday of any given month. So, this would allow for, again, there to be a weekend with Monday holiday, like we do with a lot of our national holidays, at least. And so, how specifically should you celebrate Memorial Day? Well, first, we need to start off with remembering that Memorial Day is not Veterans Day. Listen, veterans, we love you. Obviously, we appreciate everything that you've done for us and do for us, but this particular day often is confused with that, and we need to remember it's specifically about those that had lost their lives in defense of this country. So we owe our current state of living to those. And to those that had died in service of this nation. So we have a day of memorial specifically for that. So again, not to be confused with Veterans Day, which we will celebrate. And when that time comes, we'll explain to you how specifically to celebrate that one. But today we're focusing on Memorial Day. So what should you do? How should you celebrate Memorial Day? Well, first off, just my headphones. First off, you need to find where a wreath laying ceremony is near your home. I would imagine almost any community in the nation is going to have them, but particularly military towns will. So you may need to look at a place kind of nearby. It seems most of the ones I looked at are almost always around 10 a.m. It seems to be the kind of starting time of wreath laying ceremonies. So take your kids. Your kids need to know. Remember, as we say all the time, nationalism actually starts at home. So ideally, if you have children, which ideally you should. If you're a young man, go get married, you need to have kids. So take your kids, wreath laying ceremony. That's the day. That's the way to kick off the day. And then the next important thing, which actually maybe should have been number one because this will kind of need to be prepped before, but you need to decorate. You need to decorate your yard. Your yard needs to be decorated as if it was 4th of July. This is like the kickoff of our series of celebration holidays of America. So it's going to incorporate Memorial Day, Juneteenth, 4th of July. So get the stuff. Go buy all the stuff. Get the small flags. Do you have the small flag? Give me the small flag. You have small flags? Hang on. 1 second. Okay. Get the small flags, like these things. They're how much are these?
100 for $29 eBay.
100?
Yeah.
100 for $29 in eBay. So there's no reason your yard shouldn't have minimum of 20. Ideally more, but minimum of 20 of these acceptable in your yard. And then we want the wreath on the front door. Blue, red, white wreath on the front door. There's a number of different styles. Go to Home Depot. They got plenty of them. And then at least one twirly thing. Like, here you go for this. Like, it doesn't need to be this. I got a really awesome one. It doesn't need to be this one. This one's pretty like jazzy. It's a hummingbird. But, you know, you can buy the cheap one if you want. At least one twirly thing. And then you can add to it every single year. And you can use it for like all these holidays that we'll be discussing over the summer. So decorate your yard. Going with the decorating of your yard, though, it's important to remember that you're going to fly the flag, assuming you have a flag, which I don't know why you wouldn't have a flag. You should have a flag. If you don't, also get a flag. But flag goes half-mast, but specific to this day, only till noon, because afternoon, we do our wreath laying ceremony. We come home. Afternoon, what's expected is that you jack the thing full height. We're celebrating the fact that we were, in fact, victorious. So we want to go half the day, half-mast, kind of solemn. Remember those that we've lost. You know, our sons, brothers, relatives that we've lost in this in the fight to remain the free and prosperous and wonderful nation that we are. But afternoon, put the thing all the way up. We're going full mast, and remember the fact that we were in fact victorious, which is kind of some of what the symbolism amongst the wreath is recognizing. So, in Greek culture, that kind of originated the concept of the wreath. It was to symbolize victory. And then it was continued on in much of like Christian culture to symbolize eternity. So we're remembering both in the fact that we're having this memorial, that obviously we were victorious or we wouldn't even be here to do it. And then also in the fact that this is in fact an eternal being. We're putting this wreath to symbolize that they are resting in eternity. And we really hope that, you know, someday we'll all meet each other again in that future. Now, as far as the celebration later as we go in the day, remember this is a barbecue-centric holiday. We're going to get a number of these over the year, but this is the big kickoff one. Now, what is acceptable at this holiday? Hot dogs are acceptable at this one. They're not at all of them. Now, mind you, they are not going to be acceptable at all holidays, like particularly the next one we have coming up. Hot dogs, no-go. But in this particular holiday, hot dog is very hot dog-centric. And in fact, we actually encourage you to look. Like nationally, hot dogs are done a broad number of ways. So it's a great holiday to kind of explore that. Ideally, like appropriate from the different states, their different ways of making hot dogs. Chicago, New York. You can look at even Rhode Island. Rhode Island specific has a place called New York Systems, and they're called hot wieners, and they have a particular way that they have. Essentially, it's almost like chili, but they call it a sauce. And they put on them mustard only. So again, hyper-specific regionally how hot dogs are done. So this is a great holiday to kind of explore that, and is entirely acceptable. And so you may as well take advantage of it on Memorial Day. Do the hot dogs. Use the other money you would for the yard decorations. And then the other things that come with Memorial Day, it's unique. So like 4th of July is just all celebration, right? 4th of July, we're celebrating the fact and we live in the greatest nation of all time. All celebration. Memorial Day comes with some kind of like expectations, some things that you're expected to do, some things that you're expected to contribute. So one of them is going to be in relation to our troops. Let's look here. This is a great kind of, hang on here. Let me get us resized so you can see this. Operation Gratitude. This is a great starting point if you want to do something for troops. Letter writing gives you the ability for letter writing campaign. This is actually great because you can help with your kids' capability to learn both, writing and proper communication, good English, as well as participating in writing and thanking troops. They can learn gratitude. This is a great one. Also, right through Operation Gratitude, Paracord bracelets. This is another great one. Great craft. Good chance for them to be engaged with their nation. Remember, as we say all the time, nationalism starts at home. And then there's collection drives, and this one's kind of dumb, but whatever, if it's your thing. Beanie Baby care packages. But Operation Gratitude, here's a website. Operation Gratitude gives you ways to reach out and express gratitude to current soldiers. And then the other thing that you're expected to do is some act of local community service. Ideally would be in your own neighborhood. In fact, if you don't know your neighbors, and when I say know your neighbors, I mean like know your neighbors, like know all of your neighbors. This would be a great holiday to remember again, nationalism starts at home. We expand out from there. So the next layer of importance, so family first. Next layer of importance can be your very local community, like those literally adjacent local to you. We've really, really failed in modern times with the way that we express the word community. Like, like we assume like everybody in like a particular like racial group or sexuality is in a particular community. No, we conservatives reject that notion entirely and realize a community is quite literally those that you're going to have community with. So on this particular holiday, we'd like you to do some type of service for your community. And ideally, that would be somebody in very close proximity, like ideally one of your neighbors. And you should know all of them well enough to know what their needs are and what one of them could need. If you don't, this holiday is a great reminder to that. Invite them to your barbecue. I mean, that's a great way to reach out. You should know all your neighbors, and you should know what their needs are. And so at this holiday, we want you to go out and act in response to one of those needs. And if you don't, then shame on you, but use the opportunity to reach out and get to know some of your neighbors and do something of some type of community charity, whether that's working at one of the local food drives or something of this nature. But Memorial Day is kind of unique, and that's not just celebration. There's actually some kind of calls for action, and a lot of them are like related around service. Remembering that Memorial Day specific, remembering that people died, quite literally died, like our brothers and sons or relatives died, members of our family specifically died to ensure that you could continue to live in this nation and continue to have this great blessing. So we want to honor that, and we want to also respond in kind and at least committing some acts of service. So to paraphrase, Memorial Day, wreath laying ceremony or some type of ceremony to lay flowers. Remember those troops that lost lives. Almost every city has one. The next is make sure your yard is decorated, your house is decorated. Flag, half staff, noon, put it back up. Full staff, we were victorious. We want to celebrate that. Barbecue centric, hot dogs are fine. And then do something for a vet, do something for your local community. And, we'll remember next year. Remember next year it gets closer, but look around. You probably have a local a local parade or a local concert. It's very common that a local community has concerts. And if yours doesn't take note, we need to remember next year. We need to be, harping on our city council, telling them we want our Memorial Day parades, we want our Memorial Day concerts. In fact, ideally we'd have like a parade every single month, but if not, at a minimum, we do want them back. We want our parades back. We want high social unity. We don't want collectivism. We're not collectivists. We're like staunchly opposed to collectivism, but what we want is to remember that as individuals, what's important is that we have high social unity. And one of the ways that we do this, and one of the best ways that we do this, is with holidays. And so remember that the holidays for the left largely are a time to try and denigrate and demean your culture, to express the fact of discontentedness, whereas we're going to express high amounts, like peak amounts of gratitude and thankfulness, and we are going to have fun as a political strategy. Remember, Saul Alinsky, yeah, I know, the guy's the worst, but he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong on a lot of things. And one thing in particular is the best plan is a plan that people enjoy. And so in this particular one, this is going to be a holiday that we're going to enjoy. It's going to be solemn. We're going to remember the lives lost, but we're also going to celebrate the fact that they left us with something that truly should be cherished. So do it tomorrow. Have fun. Memorial Day, follow the list. I expect everybody to do like at least, what was there, six points? At least 5 of those, preferably all 6. There's really no reason you can't do all 6. I mean, come on. We're talking about like barbecue, hot dogs, and knowing your neighbors, and a couple acts of like service. So do it. Memorial Day. Let's kick off the summer. Let's kick off the months of celebration to the great country we're in. We got Juneteenth coming up. Don't worry, I'll give you some instruction on how to celebrate that one. And then obviously the big one, like the mother of all holidays, 4th of July. This is the kickoff to all of that. Let's do it right. Memorial Day 2022.